Hello, CNG 124. Welcome to a new episode. Here we are jumping into week number 9. I just got my new mic. Definitely fits different than my old one. Maybe you guys will know the difference, maybe not. So let's see how we roll out. First week, okay. So last week, if you were in the Hangout, you heard me said that these represent real life in Packet Tracer. They do give you a very real representation of what working with an appliance will be like a switch, a router. This week we'll be working on a router, and Lab 13 is all about configuring Cisco router. Feel free to use Google to make up a search for the 1941. This router is on its way out. I will update it to the new routers next semester when we're jumping into it. 1941s were a very good, solid platform to use. I do think their end of life is like 2023. Let me look that up over here. 1941 router end of life, EOL. Next year. And they're being, or maybe it's not next year. Let's see, they stopped selling them 2018. End of support. Last date of support 2023. So at least 3 more years out of them. I'll update to the new platform here. Probably in spring semester. I just got to go through and redo the labs for the router. Make sure you take your time and read these. From here on out, the labs do get longer. I think the longest lab for this class is around 15 pages. Developing a method to conquer these labs is essential at this point in time. If you're downloading the Word document and editing the document within an application, use the strike through to help you keep where you are, or highlight something to indicate that you're done this step and moving on to the next step. The biggest point here are not reading the instructions and not completely reading what's displayed in the router. Once again, you are doing this in a real life sense within a real router. Although it's Packet Tracer, it does mimic what a real router does. If you were to log into a Cisco router through terminal like we are doing, basically you just see a black screen until you enter a command. And once you strike that enter, then you go enable. You follow these ones right here. Where's it at? You are console. Yeah, here we go. Step number 4, you'd be really consoled in. And there's only one way to know you're consoled in is by pressing enter. And then you start to get this from the router input. Or I should say output. Other assignments for this week. So let's see, we jump into subnetting 14, which should be more subnetting 14, slightly different format from what we were doing. You know what we're doing. Now we're just looking at it at a different point. So you'll need to do some subnetting here. Feel free to write out your 8 dashes, do some counting on the side, and complete this one. But once again, just a different look at what we've been doing in subnetting 4 and 1, 2, and 3. Let's see, lab 15, you're actually configuring the packet tracer. Oops, clicked on the wrong one. In lab 15, you're actually configuring the routers in packet tracer, and lab 15 will be your starting point. Let's see if I was right. Yep, 15. Lab 15 is going to be your starting point for many labs here on out. So make sure you have a firm foundation of doing this lab. My best recommendation is if you do it once, you kind of have an idea. If you do it twice, you have a better understanding. If you do it 3 to 4 to 5 times, once every day this week, you'll have the greatest understanding and practice in setting up an environment in Packet Tracer. Later on in this course, I will start to give you assignments where there are no pre-made topologies. You'll have to drag those topologies out and use them yourself, and learning how to do that early on is the best benefit towards you at this time. So make sure you're taking the time to do that, and understanding Lab 15 is going to be the base, your starting point for every Packet Tracer lab from here on out. Let's see, go back. So we have a test next week, and this will be our second test. In preparation for this, make sure that you have your Kaplan rehearsal software, and what Kaplan is going to be. I don't think I have access to it anymore. But what your Kaplan environment's going to be is you're going to have to, all my stuff is expired. But once you get your Kaplan code and use it, you'll have a resource like this that will let me try to work real hard at getting a code or a few chords, because once you log in, you're just going to take the practice test that'll be located like in the center of your screen. I believe it's yellow, and then you take a pre-made test that has like 100 questions, and you're going to rehearse these until you get a score of 70 or better from here on to the end of the semester. So you have like 7 weeks to rehearse this. Okay. Almost clicked the wrong button there. You'll have 7 weeks to rehearse this, and once you get that 70 or better score, then you submit it right here in the Kaplan submissions. Those bring up your test scores. Not your finals, sorry. Your test scores. I don't see your test scores. Oh, because they're not submissions. Those will bring up your test scores to 100%. So even if you bombed one, even if you forgot to do one, doing those Kaplans will help you in that benefit. And tests in this course, I believe they're 15% of the grade. Let's go back to the syllabus and look. And that's a pretty substantial amount in your scores. Here we go right here. Tests. Yeah, 15% of your grade. So you have the possibility to get 15% of your grade back naturally and retain that. Students that don't take advantage of that, you're passing up a huge skill. I do hear the argument from time to time, C's get degrees. Yes, but when you're going for scholarships to pay for school, they're more likely to award that student that has the A over the student that has a C, just because a scholarship scholarly opportunities. There we go. So make sure you take the most out of this class. Get that Kaplan software, rehearse it now until the end of the semester, so you can get that 15% for your test grades naturally in your grade and added to your grade the easiest way. Hopefully my mic has worked well. If there are any questions, please let me know. Reach out through Google Hangouts. These labs this week are really fun. Lab 15, make sure you run through it a couple times, and I'll talk to you later.